Today we are talking about Global Incarcerated Loved Ones Day, and I am joined today with Enroy Bishop, the co-founder and executive director of Loving You Into Freedom, and the CEO of Coolest Nerds. And we also have Crystal Ferguson, the co-founder and executive vice president of Loving You Into Freedom, and the CEO of Elegant Chauffeurs. Good morning.
Good morning.
You guys came to join us from Jersey,
Yes.
so you have a little bit of a trek this morning. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
Now, first up, Crystal, I want to talk about the mission of Loving You Into Freedom and how it serves the community. Also, just tell us, what inspired you all to get this started?
Yeah, so Enroy and I's personal experience with incarceration, him being wrongfully convicted, and us navigating that process along with his family and his friends, we realized that the wellness perspective was missing from that experience. And so we realized that creating something like Loving You Into Freedom would serve as a bridge for families and individuals returning home to be able to navigate in a way that comes from a holistic perspective. And sometimes there's a lot of isolation and shame that's attached to the experience on both sides. And so people are able to find resources through our medium, through the Loving You Into Freedom book, as well as the nonprofit.
Awesome, awesome. Now, you guys also brought us some copies of your book. What does the book focus on?
Yeah, so it's pretty much a blueprint, a guidebook. If your family and friends are the first ones to experience this with you, and they don't know what to do, it pretty much gives you a way into figuring out how to navigate it from a whole place.
Yeah, and I'm sure that folks find that incredibly helpful, especially, as you said, if it's their first time trying to navigate a situation like that.
And we just had it translated into Spanish.
Oh, awesome. That's wonderful. Enroy, tell us about some of the, let's say, invisible hurdles that people face when they're returning out into society.
Some hurdles that people face when they return to society is barriers with employment, housing, such as, just on actual applications, they ask about criminal backgrounds and things like that. And those kind of things kind of disbar you from good jobs, good housing, things like that, family, stigmas, people maybe not trust you, all these kind of things that people coming home have to overcome.
Yeah. Now tell us more about what you would say to folks who, have been experiencing or have rather experienced injustice and they feel powerless in that moment. What would you say to them?
I would say they, just keep going, focus on yourself, build yourself. Entrepreneurship is a major way to combat the stigmas and all those hurdles. When you empower yourself, when you learn, you go to school, and you could pick up trades. Me, currently, I'm taking a trade right now just to empower myself. Like you said, I own my own business, Coolest Nerds. I'm a partner of Elegant Chauffeurs, and you get stronger once you're empowered. Knowledge is power, and I'm a firm believer of that.
Yeah, congratulations to the both of you on your businesses. That is so cool. Now, you all are also hosting an upcoming Loving You Into Freedom Impact Awards and Freedom Fund pitch competition. So tell us more about how that's going to work.
Yeah, so we're wanting to highlight at least 12 leaders in the space of reentry and criminal justice reform, as well as the Freedom Fund is very important because, like Enroy was speaking to, there's a barrier of entry when it comes to employment. But so many returning citizens have great business ideas and they need seed money. So the Freedom Fund allows them to create their blueprint for their businesses, and then they're able to pitch it so that way people can fund and start their business with them.
Incredible. Now, when is that slated to happen?
In the fall of 2025.
Okay. Still in the planning process?
Yes, we're still in the fall.
Awesome. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us. How can people keep up with what you're going and find out more details about the Impact Awards and Freedom Pitch Competition?
Go to www.lovingyouintofreedom.com, and we're on Instagram, Facebook, and you'll find all of our information there.
Awesome. And congratulations again to you both.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us.